So my name's Dylan Moore. As of about a year ago, I got into business acquisitions by acquiring my first business. And when I called Marcus here, I was primarily interested in getting some credit ready to finance a future business, and in particular, having it ready to cover the equity piece, because I try to get the bank to finance as much as possible of the business being acquired, followed by the seller doing seller financing. However, in the event that there's an SBA loan, by law there's a certain amount of private money that comes from you that has to be there. So getting resources available for that. And I've got multiple entities that he's helped me with, but there was one primary one that was the big deal. And as of this moment, at about 170,000 funding that I've got through various credit cards and lines of credit. I don't know, maybe a little tricky. I mean, on one hand, it was tricky, but on the other hand, it was great to have somebody say, okay, talk to this person, say this thing, have this ready, do this thing. And on the other hand, or on the other side of what Marcus is doing, he's got a credit cleanup team, which is say, okay, let's look at your credit report and let's get it cleaned up as much as we can in preparation for asking for this credit card or this express line or whatever. And it was quite nice to have somebody else just clean it up and go, okay, you're ready, go. So yeah, I mean, if you look at the other entities, there was more than $170,000, but the entity where it really mattered, there was 170.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, we still have the US Bank, BHG, BMO, and BHG. You can kind of do yourself. Very, very easy. We're also going to clean your file one more time, just so you are left spotless, so that you can go do what you want to do with all the information. US Bank, again, even if they're only going to give you 25 the first time, it's one of those things where you can pull potentially another 200 grand in the next 3 to 4 months if you just use their card a couple times for gum and pay it off. Like, it's just another relationship. So I'll connect you with Charles. I guess one question I like to ask all of my clients is, I know there's lots of things that happen in your life to kind of have you get to the point where you went into business acquisition. But if anyone was interested in kind of following your path, where would they start? Who would they follow? Any book recommendations? How did you kind of get into how do you own 2 facilities where you're doing what you're doing? But yeah, how did you start?
Dan Pena.
I'm
a Dan Pena mentee. Prior to this, I also did 2 real estate deals. I started off going to the real estate guru events, and I eventually ended up with some real estate education that wasn't the guru style. It was actually more of a expensive, but it was a educational platform that I think was very well done. And I did do 2 real estate investment deals, and I came back from them with a lot of bruises. I made money on both of them, not nearly as much as I wanted to, but I didn't lose any money. So the way I kind of looked at it was, I just went to college and I got money at the end, as opposed to having a big bill at the end, right? And I started listening to Dan Pena, and one of the things that he mentioned is that one of the big differences between real estate and what he's teaching, which is this business acquisition, is that there's a variable in real estate that isn't present in the business acquisition, which is the market can turn upside down on you in a split second. For example, these interest rates, it's not a huge thing in the grand scheme of real estate, but interest rates went up. That was the price that you were hoping that the flip would appreciate to. Now that's just gone. You just lost all your money, right? Or I mean, the housing crash of 2008. You wake up one morning and it's just all gone. There is an element, something like that could happen within business, but it just doesn't have that same marriage quality that a piece of real estate does. So, and I will agree, the amount of stress, because I did 2 flips, the amount of stress with those 2 flips going, oh my God, is the market going to treat us the right way? So we're actually going to make money on this. And I will be honest, the only thing that saved me was from the market appreciating so fast on both of those deals. So with the business acquisition, I don't have any of that disappreciation nonsense. But I bring up the real estate stuff because I did come in with some bruises and some lessons that I think others don't have when they get started on something like this. Dan Pena is the name.
Dan Pena.